When it comes to solving the Reds' problems out in right field, your guess is as good as ours and Terry Francona's, quite frankly.
You are Locked On Reds, your daily Cincinnati Reds podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hi there, welcome in. I'm Stephen Offenbaker. That's Jeff Carr. Thanks for making Locked On Reds your first listen each and every day. A little bit later in today's show, we are going to see if I can be right once again about who the next Red to go off is going to be. Right now, I'm 1 for 1 on the season. I'm batting 1,000. Also, a little bit later in the show, we're going to talk about the Colorado Rockies coming to town and talk about the dudes that we're worried about in the Rockies lineup. There are a few that are better than the rest. We're going to talk about those guys here in just a few minutes. But where we are going to begin is with the right field situation, conundrum, problem. Oh, it's bad. Jeff, in fact, I'm not sure Terry Francona even knows what he really wants to do out in right field. You and I spent quite a bit of time on this in show prep, and we both just kept landing at,
Sure. that's kind of the answer. And honestly, that's kind of Terry Francona's answer, because in an article that Charlie Goldsmith had on Charlie's chalkboard, he was talking about the options in right field. And Terry Francona was asked, all right, between JJ Bleday, Will Benson, and Rece Hinds, you're going with, I don't know, moving forward, said Terry Francona. Some of it's who's pitching, how guys are hitting, some balance on the bench. You try to have a good reason for whoever plays. That's the best way I can put it, unquote. Steve, that was, you know, you get asked a question in class. You don't know the answer and you just talk a bunch.
Tell me you've got pictures of your outfielders all up a wall and you're throwing darts at them without telling me that you've got all your outfielders up on a wall and you're throwing darts at them. Like Terry's like, I don't know, man. I'm pulling a name out of a hat because it doesn't matter. They're all bad.
It's like, and here's the thing, like, we kept doing this and we'll do this too, like for a couple of minutes, like, all right, we're going to play JJ Bleday every day, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean,
we're going to roll Rece Hinds out there.
Let's break that down. Let's do them one at a time.
Okay,
if you're going to run JJ Bleday out there, let JJ Bleday is going to play every day in right field. Cool. What are his splits?
He homered in his first game.
He homered. Yeah, he did that. His career splits versus left-handed pitcher: 219, 269, 390. Okay, I could live with that. So his right-handed splits must be really good. No, they're not. 215, 318, 399.
Low key worse. Yeah.
Meh.
Right there. Same. Yeah.
So
same.
So then you go back to, okay, well, let's just see. We said we wanted to know what we had in Rece Hinds. Run him out there every day. Right now he's 0 for 7 against left-handed pitching, and he's hitting under 200 against right-handed pitching, and doesn't look any closer to figuring out anything that has any movement on it than he was when he got here. So I don't know that that's the answer. So Will Benson, right? Okay, your guy. Pumper car, unite. Pumper car. That's the way to go. That's the guy we're going to play with, right, Jeff? I mean, has Will Benson done anything this season to convince you that he's not the same Will Benson that he's been the last 3 years?
Hey, he scored 2 runs in a ball game without seeing a pitch. I mean, who else has done that? Nobody else has done that.
Let's go career Will Benson, Jeff. I mean, if we're going to do this, we're going to be fair to everybody all the way around. Left-handed batter versus left-handed pitching. Career splits: 139, 239, 252 versus lefties. Versus righties, 234, 311, 435. A little bit better, at least as far as slugging goes. The slugging is double versus right-handed pitching. But again, nothing that makes you go, okay, there's the everyday answer. So, okay, we should look in Louisville, right? That's what we should do. Right?
Yes. International Player of the Week, Noelvi Marte. Let's bring him back up. Free Noelvi Marte.
Oh, Noelvi Marte, 0 for 12 in 2026 against left-handed pitching. And against right-handed pitching, well, he was better than Rece Hinds. That's the best I can say.
He's got reverse splits on his career too. That's the other thing. It's like there is not. That's the problem too, because like part of that quote that Terry Francona said, he was just like, some of it's who's pitching. As of right now, not a soul that they've put in right field can hit a left-handed pitcher. Doesn't matter who it is, what their name is, where they came from. Doesn't matter who it is. So let's bring up Hector Rodriguez. Let's just let him roll. Let him do the thing.
Left-handed batter. He's a right-handed thrower, but a left-handed batter. Currently in AAA Louisville. He is hitting 264, 367, 462 with 4 home runs. Now that is against AAA pitching. I don't know, Jeff. I would be more inclined to take a look at Blake Dunn, who is a right-handed batter. Because if you bring up Hector Rodriguez, and let's just say you're swapping him out for who are you swapping out? Are you swapping out Rece Hinds for Hector Rodriguez? Are you swapping out Will Benson?
Let's say Will Benson. He's not getting enough playing time anyway. Just
because if you swap out Rece Hinds, that leaves you outfielders of TJ Friedel, JJ Bleday, Will Benson, Hector Rodriguez, all left-handed batters. So it would have to be a lefty for a lefty. If you go with Blake Dunn, who I know you're uninterested in seeing, I think you're upset that he has a better beard than you, so it's a little discriminatory on your part.
Also not true.
But he's hitting 267, 361, 352 with 1 home run at AAA. He would be another light hitting guy that you'd have to stick down at the bottom of the lineup and could battle Key Brian Hayes for who could be the worst number 9 hitter.
Which I can see the argument of, well, light hitting is better than no hitting, which is what the Reds have right now. But I know who Blake Dunn is when it comes to the major league level. I think we haven't seen a ton of him here, but I don't necessarily know that he's going to have some kind of renaissance that just absolutely blows us away, because the same profile that people can use to support Blake Dunn, they've used to support Rece Hinds. They've used to support Will Benson. And they're using to support JJ Bleday. And while JJ Bleday has played 1 game this season so far at the major league level, and we could see more from him, his career profile says don't expect a whole lot. And so it just kind of feels like you're rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic when it comes to picking who's going to play a right field. So I don't even know, like, do you go outside the box to make this answer? Like,
let's have the Terry Francona quote again. Let's have that graphic again. Terry Francona, I don't know moving forward. Some of it's who's pitching, how guys are hitting, some balance on the bench. You try to have a good reason for whoever plays. You try to have a good reason. That's the best that I can put it. Outside of the box, there's a guy, Jeff, playing second base right now that played outfield in college and hits right-handed. Now, bear with me. Let me get through the thought. Outside of the box.
Bringing this back up.
You move Matt McLain to the outfield, and you bring up Edwin Arroyo from AAA Louisville. 282, 369, 417 with 3 home runs thus far at AAA.
I don't know that Edwin Arroyo should play a whole bunch, though. Like, maybe you bring him back up to give, like, depth on the bench, and you move Sal Stewart to second. You can't move Steer to second.
You can't move Spencer Steer.
Then you're messing up the outfield there. Like, Spencer Steer at this point has become an indispensable outfielder with the way that this outfield situation is going.
What a time to be alive.
It's crazy, because it's no more obvious now than it was in the offseason to us, because we've been preaching it for years. But it should hopefully be obvious to the folks sitting up in the front office down there at Great American Ballpark. They've got to go get a right fielder between now and the trade deadline if they value this start to the season. Because if we're sitting here in late August and the Reds are hanging on, clinging to life at the top of the division, and they head into that September gauntlet, and we are still looking at this and going, sure, put you and me in right field, kind of feels like what they're doing at this point, then we're going to be in trouble.
Can I interest you in Michael Toglia to come play first base?
Never played.
289, 407, 533 with 5 home runs at AAA Louisville this season. Can move Sal Stewart.
McLain to the outfield.
Move everybody around.
Oh gosh. See, and that's the thing. This is a mess. And Terry Francona said it's a mess. We're telling you it's a mess. And I don't know who fixes this. I really don't. I don't want to sit here and tell you I've looked at stats. I said the words that Rece Hinds looked like he was starting to figure out the plate discipline thing. He ain't. He's striking out 45% of the time. So so when it comes to right field, I'm sure whatever your idea is, please put it in the comments section.
Let's try
It's
it.
probably a good one at this point. Because the Reds need some good play these next couple of days. They've got an opportunity to win at least 2 out of 3 from the Colorado Rockies, but this Rockies team is not the team they were last year. There's a couple of guys the Reds need to worry about. We'll tell you who they are coming up next. ED is way more common than most guys think. Millions of guys deal with it at some point in their lives, and that's exactly why Hinds offers a straightforward way to take care of it. Hinds connects you with licensed healthcare providers online, giving you access to legitimate ED treatment options from the comfort of your own home. No awkward appointments, no pharmacy lines, just a straightforward process that makes it easier to take care of yourself. The whole process is simple. You just complete a quick online intake and a provider reviews your information. To get simple online access to personalized, affordable care for ED, hair loss, weight loss, and more, visit hims.com/lockedonmlb. That's HIMS.com/lockedonmlb for your free online visit. hims.com/LOCKEDONMLB. Prescription required. See website for details and important safety information. Sildenafil is the generic version of Viagra. Viagra is the registered trademark of Viatris, a specialty LLC. Hims is not affiliated with or endorsed by Viatris. Thanks for making Locked On Reds part of your day. And if you make us your first listen, your second listen, however many listens, we appreciate you. Look, you already make us part of your day. Now go ad-free. Take it up a notch. Ad-free audio. You get group chat in the Discord with Steve, myself, every other Locked On host, every other fan of every other team in the Locked On group chat over on the Discord. So much more. Check out lockedonreds.supercast.com for more information. Also got the link to that down in the show description below. All right, Steve, the Reds are welcoming the Rockies here for 3 games. And while that would tend to mean they should probably sweep, they should definitely win 2 out of 3. We're not talking about the same Rockies from last year. In fact, I told you my favorite Rockies statistic, at least currently here in April of 2026, coming into this series. The Rockies won their 13th game on Sunday. They swept the New York Mets. The New York Mets are just awful. But the Rockies swept the New York Mets. They won their 13th game. This year, they're 13-16 when they won their 13th game. Last year, they were 13-55. They are so much better than last year. Now, that probably doesn't equate to like a playoff team, especially in the NL West, but it equates to a tougher out. So knowing that, the Reds do have some pitfalls they got to worry about coming in here for the Rockies, because it's not just going to be 1 through 9 easy outs and the starting pitching and the bullpen just easy, horrible pitchers or anything like that. There's some talent on this team to look out for.
Yeah, there's a couple guys in the lineup. First of all, coming into the way the ball's been playing at Great American Ballpark over the last several days, there's a couple guys in this lineup that can mash. You look no farther than Hunter Goodman, the Rockies catcher. In 26 games this season already, he has 7 home runs, a slash line of 363, 340, 547. He's doing a thing. He is playing really well from the catcher position, and he's definitely a guy to watch out for. Probably more so than anybody else in the lineup, because he plays every day. He doesn't strictly platoon. There's some other guys in this lineup that you get them against the correct-handed pitcher, they're going to go out there and rake, but they're not going to play every day.
Yeah, Chase Burns, I cannot wait to watch him pitch, but I am slightly worried about his matchups with Mickey Moniak. Mickey Moniak this season is seeing some sort of renaissance against right-handed pitching. He is a extreme platoon hitter. The Rockies have limited his appearances against left-handed pitching to just 13 at-bats so far this season. He's 1 for 13. Against right-handers, though, he's hitting over 300, slugging over 500, I think it was, or it's a crazy number. He also leads the Rockies in home runs despite being a part-time player. So he absolutely mashes right-handed pitching. So any mistakes that Chase Burns lobs up to Mickey Moniak, they're going to be deposited into the outfield seats. He's going to have to keep an eye on that. And those are the two main guys. Quite frankly, outside of them, there's nobody else in the lineup that you really get that worried about. This Rockies lineup has produced just a little bit over 4 runs per game so far this season. So on the whole, not a crazy threat, but it's the two dudes. If you can limit the damage that Goodman and Moniak can do to you, you're going to be okay.
Yeah, Moniak, 684 in slugging with 8 home runs on the season. That's in part-time play. He's definitely doing it. And, when you think about the Colorado Rockies, you always think terrible pitching, bad pitching, high ERAs, can't get anybody out, tons of runs, Coors Field, right? The pitching staff's even a little bit better this season than it has been in years past.
Yeah, team ERA of 4.07. Again, that's not elite, but that's certainly very good for a Rockies pitching staff that we're used to seeing some numbers that are crazy high. And they're also getting a guy back. So I was seeing reports on this that starting Tuesday night against the Reds will be Kyle Freeland. Kyle Freeland has missed a couple of weeks due to some sort of minor shoulder injury, but he will be returning to face the Reds. He is a guy that in his career has kind of been hit around by the Redlegs. That means he's probably coming in a little bit hungry. In his career, he's faced the Redlegs 9 times, 49 and a third total innings. He has given up 13 home runs, and he has a 6.39 ERA against the Reds. So hopefully they can hit him well. It's just going to be, can the Reds have good at-bats against him? He's a guy that has struggled mightily at Great American Ballpark. Hopefully they continue that trend. But the Rockies have gotten pretty decent starting pitching. They're going to miss, thankfully the Reds will miss Chase Dollander. Chase Dollander has been phenomenal. Very young pitcher for the Rockies, has a crazy strikeout totals right now. But it looks like, they haven't announced the probable starters for games 2 and 3 in this, but it looks like the Reds are lined up to face one of Tomoyuki Sagano or Jose Quintana, who they've seen a ton in his career. And there's a chance that either Wednesday night or Thursday afternoon they face Michael Lorenzen. And I don't mean in the outfield. He's going to be on the mound. Although he's not had that great of a start to the season so far. But yeah, I still kind of worry a little bit about a fresh Kyle Freeland coming off the injured list here and limiting the Reds, because he's a guy that will throw to weak contact. And if the weather continues, like right now, it's thundering outside my window. I'm hoping the mic's not picking it up, but it's not so great weather right here. So maybe that changes the conditions a little bit at the ballpark and the ball doesn't fly out as much, which means the Reds are going to have to rely on some more on base, some more consistent hitting. And we've seen the power carry them. We've not seen them really string hits together a whole lot.
Yeah, Freeland was pitching well before he went on the injured list for the Rockies. He's already hit 0.8 in WAR. He was 1-1, 2.3 ERA in 3 starts. He's going about 5 innings a start on average, just averaging slightly over 5 per start. Strikeout per 9 of 7.5. Walk rate is 2.3. He was doing really well. So you're right. He's probably, of the 3 pitchers the Reds are going to face in the series, he's probably the one I am worried about the most. The bullpen has at times been good for the Rockies. They're a little inconsistent. So I think if you can chase the starting pitchers, get into the Rockies bullpen and do the thing you do with this Reds lineup, they have a good chance to take 2 of 3 in this series. You know, I'm pretty much done calling for sweeps because they're hard and always something happens. But for me, I think it's very realistic that the Reds can take 2 of 3 in this series and just keep the good times rolling of winning series here in 2026.
And it's interesting, too, because people would say, well, the Reds have a couple of sweeps and they're on the road. And so here at home, maybe they can get them a sweep. The Rockies also have 2 sweeps so far this season as well. They've swept the Mets, as I mentioned earlier, and they swept the Houston Astros, another team that is typically good, not looking very good to start the season right now. So the Rockies are taking advantage of things like that. So this is the other part too, though, right? Like, even though the Rockies have been better so far this year than they were last year, they're still a bad team. They're still a team that the Reds should beat. And we've got to see the Reds actually beat a team they should beat. Thankfully, they've done that so far. They've taken care of some good opportunities there. They missed their opportunity with the Angels, but every other opportunity they've taken advantage of. You got to do it here because you're going to start a stretch coming up here soon of division play. You're going to face the Braves pretty soon. The Braves are looking amazing. So you got to start winning these types of games. There's not going to be a whole lot of, positive spin if they don't end up winning this series. You got to go.
Well, that's who the Colorado Rockies are bringing to the table. But coming up next, we're going to talk about who will be the next member of the Cincinnati Reds to just go off.
If you've got a sweet tooth like I do, you know how tough it is to find the perfect balance that has a treat that gives you everything that you want and it's not packed with sugar. That's why the Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy Shot brings the nostalgic flavor back in a whole new way. This is that classic taste that you remember, but it's got that tasty caffeine boost and zero sugar. It's a quick, easy way to satisfy the sweet craving while keeping things simple and on the go. I've always loved eating a piece of birthday cake, regular cake, chocolate cake, yellow cake, all the cake. Cake is good, but if you have a piece of cake a day, well, probably going to end up in the hospital pretty quick. This is a perfect alternative because Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy gives you the feeling of, having a nice piece of cake, but there's no sugar, and it gives you that kind of caffeine boost that you're looking for. It's become my go-to when I want something sweet without going overboard. The Funfetti flavor is back on 5hourenergy.com or on Amazon. Crack open Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy Shots today.
If you can't watch us here on YouTube, you can listen to us on every single audio podcasting platform that's out there pretty much. If you find one we're not on, you need us to be there, message Jeff. He can probably make that happen for you. That is also where the Everydayer Club lives. Ad-free Locked On Reds audio version over there. $5 a month, $50 a year. The link for the Everydayer Club is down in the show description. All right, Jeff. Last time we did this, I picked Matt McLain, and he did not disappoint. A couple of home runs, an extra base hit in a 3-game series. He pulled it together. He made me look very, very baseball smart. Let's see if we can repeat the process because we are going to take a look now at who might be the next member of the Cincinnati Reds to go off in this 3-game series against the Colorado Rockies. And I am looking no further than my man, Tyler Stevenson, so that I can post 37 home runs to go. Tyler is going to go yard for me in this Colorado Rockies series, and he's finally going to start to turn the corner a little bit and drop in a couple extra base hits along the way as well.
I would love to see that, and he's got a couple of matchups here, depending on if it's Quintana or if it's Tomoyuki Sagano. Sagano is a right-handed pitcher. Quintana is a left-handed pitcher, so we could see a platoon advantage for him in 2 of the 3 games because Kyle Freeland, also a left-handed pitcher. I think that that'll be the interesting part for me because I would love to see Tyler Stevenson go off a little bit. We continue to talk about hard hit rate, average exit velocity, barrels, things like that. It's Sal, it's Ellie, and it's Tyler Stevenson. Tyler Stevenson is the 3rd guy on that list. 2 of those guys have seen some really great stats because of it. Tyler Stevenson is not. So hopefully he can start catching up to what the peripherals are talking about him. He is a consistent dude. We say that every year about him. I feel like just copy paste when it comes to his quality of contact. Get ready for the breakout. But I'm not going to go with Tyler Stevenson. I'm going to say Dane Myers is going to go off in this series because looking back, his last 10 ball games, Dane Myers has gotten on base, Steve, 50% of the time. More walks than strikeouts, more walks than hits, actually. He has 4 hits in 15 at-bats. He has 6 walks in the last 10 ball games. But those 4 hits, they're going for extra bases. He's got a homer in this stretch. I think that we're going to continue to see this from Dane as well. Dane's got one of my favorite stats in that when you look at these Reds hitters and what they do with 2 strikes, Sal Stewart is a beast, and we talked about this a lot with 2 strike counts, but Dane Myers is right behind him. Sal Stewart's slugging over 600 with 2 strikes. Dane Myers slugging over 400. So there's more to Dane Myers than just he can get on base and mash lefties. He can do a lot of damage too. And I'm looking forward to seeing what his glove can do. Hopefully, like I said, like Kyle Freeland being a lefty, maybe the Rockies decide to roll out Jose Quintana in this series, and then that will give Dane Myers 2 starts in these 3 ball games. And I would love to see that because I think that he's really going to go off.
As an honorable mention, somebody that I would really love to see go off if they could pick a time, it would be now to get right. That's Andrew Abbott. He's going to be making a start in the final game of this series. If ever there was an opportunity with the stars aligning for him to get it together, the time is now. It's going to be his 7th start of the year. His ERA sits at 6.59, Jeff. Strikeouts per 9 are 6, but that walk rate is still up at 4.1 per 9 innings. He has got to get his command and control together. This Colorado lineup, outside of those 2 boppers we talked about in the last segment, this Colorado lineup gives him an opportunity to do just that and to have a good start. I need a good start from Andrew Abbott in this series.
This might be, because I know that you talked about this whenever we were talking about Andrew Abbott's struggles the other day. This might be the moment where it's like, if he don't pitch well in this series, if he didn't pitch well on Thursday afternoon, then you do consider maybe skipping him and giving him a breather for his next one. Because you're right, this is the moment here. Like, if you're going to get right, it's going to be against Colorado, because the lineup as a whole is not that dangerous. And the Reds are going on a stretch here where they're playing 13 games in 13 days. They've enjoyed a lot of off days, and we were talking about this on our group chat with Tim Daniel the other day, that it feels like they've just had so many off days to begin this season. He lines up that his next start after this is going to be at Wrigley Field. And if you don't pitch well at home against the Rockies, I mean, the weather can maybe help you a little bit with Wrigley, depending on where the wind's blowing, but you're going to be facing a far better lineup in the Chicago Cubs than the Colorado Rockies. So this is going to be a huge moment for him to get that confidence back. And I'm with you. They really need to see him go, because as it lines up, the Reds have their probable starters set for Chase Burns on Tuesday, Brandon Williamson on Wednesday, and Andrew Abbott Thursday afternoon. Man, that middle start there with Brandon Williamson, that middle game of this series, I have no idea what's going to happen. He could go out there and pitch 6 shutout innings. And he can go out there and throw 2 innings and give up 7 runs. Like, neither one would surprise me. And so for that, I've got to feel confidence in games 1 and 3. I feel a lot of confidence in Chase Burns. I don't feel a lot of confidence in Andrew Abbott. He's going to have to turn that around and show it.
If Andrew Abbott has a bad start against the Rockies, I would not be shocked to see him come down with a case of ERA-itis and find a trip to the injured list. And the timing of that whole thing could work out that you get Nick Lodolo back in the rotation in Chicago, and you just kind of rearrange those chairs just a little bit, and that all kind of falls into place. So I don't want to see that happen. I really do want to see Andrew Abbott pull it together in this next start, and we can take a little bit of a breath, because I haven't been ready to give up on him. But I'm at a point now when you're getting into your 7th start of the season, when you're heading towards your 8th start of the season, and you're being consistent one way, that's kind of who you are right now. And he's been consistently not good thus far in these 6 starts. So it's time for him to find the gear.
And they need him. Like, I am firmly in the camp that the bullpen blow up on Sunday was an aberration. But if you're going to continue to see starters not go that deep into ball games and continually put the Reds behind the 8 ball, whether that be the lineup or the bullpen, you're going to see this bullpen really start to show some cracks. Because as good as any bullpen is, if they continue to throw a ton consistently on a day in and day out basis, then their weakness will show much faster than you would like. And we are talking about a team that has designs on October. But if you're talking about April and May being a tax on your bullpen, you're making that October dream a lot harder. And so they need Andrew Abbott to get back to being Andrew Abbott, because that's not who he is right now.
Yeah, just to your point, Jeff, he is averaging less than 5 innings per start right now. And Brandon Williamson is exactly 5 innings per start right now. So they do need to step to the next level. But that's going to do it for this edition of Locked On Reds. We're going to have you covered all throughout the Colorado Rockies series. Make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you click that notification bell. That way you get every single episode of Locked On Reds. Plus, you're going to get the postcast with Tim Daniel live after each and every Reds game all season long. For the audio folks, go make Locked On MLB your next listen. Sully's got you covered over there with Major League Baseball from a national perspective. Former Reds relief pitcher Mike Stanton has you covered over there with another show talking about Major League Baseball from a retired player's perspective, and all of the folks over at MLB Game Night, along with all of the hosts of the Locked On Baseball channel, watch every single game, every single night, so you don't have to watch them unless you really, really want to. All of that's in the Locked On MLB feed. For the video folks, we're going to send you over to Locked On's first ever 24/7 national YouTube channel, where all of the experts of the entire network are talking ball 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to keep you in the know. We will be back in your feed tomorrow after the first game of the Colorado Rockies series, and we will be gathering up all the news, the notes, the rumors, the reports, and the information to keep you locked on Reds every single day.
Right field. Oy.
Buddy, it's almost going to be me or you. I feel like I'm probably a little faster than you.
No, I beat you in foot race easy.
Oh, we're going to have to do that. TikTok. There's the first TikTok.